How is it going, everybody? Sean Ross here, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Once again, the chapters for the second week in a row are out a day early. I am not complaining about that. It's just that I have to wait longer on Thursdays than on Fridays. Thursdays are not really the ideal days because I have to go to work, I have to avoid spoilers, and I'm just anticipating wanting to read the chapter. But I like sharing my reactions with all of you guys. So I'm hoping next week we go back to Friday. That way I can just jump on the chapter as soon as it drops. But we have it here right now. Chapter 199. We are one chapter away from the 200 chapter 200 mark. And I'm very curious what we're going to get next week with chapter 200, if it's going to be anything big or nothing at all, a color spread, anything Horikoshi wants to do to celebrate the chapter 200 mark, I'm looking forward to, but we will deal with that next week. This chapter, we are continuing off the second match with Momo's team going up against Kendo's team, and we're having some rivalries being built up. One in particular being Momo and Kendo, and I'm looking forward to that one. But the one that we all are looking forward to is the rivalry in the dark between Tokoyami and Kurohiro, our two edgelords of their respective classes, trying to see who can outdark the other person just in doom and gloom. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. So without further ado, let's dive into chapter 199, which is entitled Impromptu New Move Operation. Let's go. And I see Hawks. I honestly was not expecting Hawks this chapter. So this is a flashback, I'm guessing, to Tokoyami's internship. So we see Hawks, and he took out a villain who looks like Jason Voorhees. Is that Friday the 13th Jason that Hawks just took out? It's either that or it's Yamori from Tokyo Ghoul, but he took him out with ease. He didn't even break a sweat. He's got the briefcase. He's got the knife. Voorhees is not going to be happy about that one bit. If the crack don't get you, then the hookers will. But I am happy to see Hawks. We're getting Hawks back. So let's see what we got here. I'm telling you, you guys are too slow. For better or worse, this man resolves everything by himself. The man who's too fast for his own good, Hawks. Apparently, when he contacted me, it was the first time he'd actually participated in the sports festival and nominated someone. Tokoyami's the first for Hawks at UA. And we see Tokoyami trying to catch up. He's breathing rather heavy, which I'm guessing those are Hawks' sidekicks right in front of him. Apparently, one of the patrons at a bar in Cantina is out of control, so I'm headed there next. Is he going to the Mos Eisley Cantina? You gonna run into some smugglers?
I bet you have. Sorry about the mess.
This would not even surprise me if this is Horikoshi just throwing in a very subtle Star Wars reference within this dialogue. And as you guys can tell by my room, just from what you guys can see, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, so I love it when Horikoshi does this. So, apparently one of the patrons at a bar in Cantina is out of control, so I'm headed there next. I'll leave all the aftermath here to you guys. Thanks in advance. We sidekicks are generally just in charge of all the cleanup work, and Tokoyami's just wheezing after catching up. Hawks is just too fast to keep up with after all, and they all got the bird theme. So that's why this way of doing things is the most efficient for us. If he slowed himself down to match our pace, and that resulted in more widespread damage and casualties, we'd never hear the end of it. During my workplace experience, so this is the workplace experience, not the internship. So this was when Deku was with Gran Torino then. This is directly after the sports festival. During my workplace experience, I devoted myself to simply chasing after him, and the whole time as he dealt with various incidents and accidents, I would handle the cleanup. And in the midst of all that, my doubts started to surface. Why did such a man choose to invite me? Because we're both birds. Hawks is a simple man, so he chose him based on his bird head alone. That I would expect that from Hawks, honestly, so that's very funny. And Tokoyami's like, are you joking? No, I'm 20% serious. 50% of it was because I wanted to talk with someone from Class 1A. I'm gonna finalize all the media interview dates, okay, so that's the sidekick doing some work on a laptop, about those little punks who attacked you guys, calling themselves the League of Villains. I see what you're doing there, Hawks. Very subtly gathering some information while you're doing your deep undercover work. Get a person from Class A who experienced the League and get as much info as you can. I see you, Hawks. I see you out here. And well, I figured if I had to pick one of you, it would be one who I thought could actually keep up with me. Someone with a lot of promise. So I figured, why not that Birdman from the top 3? He looks good. Oh, he didn't want to go with Berserker Rage Bakugo? Out of those 3, Tokoyami is the best fit. As I filled him in on the details of the USJ attack, I felt all this frustration boiling up inside me. I'm not your carrier pigeon, I thought. And so, the week-long workplace experience session ended without me learning a single thing. So that's basically why we didn't hear anything about it. How was Kyoshu? Nothing special. And then came the internships. He decided to take me in again. So we're flash-forwarding parallel to the overhaul arc. A lot had been going on at UA as well. You probably just want me to fill you in on all the latest happenings, right, Hawks? And Hawks is looking back, kind of shocked. Oh, Tokoyami, he's got the cowl of Dark Shadow over him. Do not look down on me, number 3. Nay, number 2 hero. So his new move that he created for the provisional license exam, now he's able to keep up with Hawks. Tsukiyomi's really going all out. Yeah, and he's got plenty of room for growth. That's badass. And he is impressing Hawks right there. He's like, oh, I see you there, Tsukiyomi. You're getting noticed. You're getting noticed by Hawks. Nice work today. Hey, Tokoyami, come here, come here.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering splendor.
What? He is flying, carrying Tokoyami. I'll treat you to a little night flight. I can show you the world. I'm going back to Aladdin here. Hawks, we become one with the wind. I love how he is drawn here. This is kind of cute at the same time of him just kind of like being in awe of flying with Hawks. I love this panel right here. This is a great panel. Is this your first time flying? By the way, the other 30% was because looking at you made me think, man, Tokoyami's wasting a lot of his potential. Ooh, so what is Hawks gonna teach him? You see, the sky is a great place. You can get a bird's eye view of everything. I'm not especially interested in nurturing the next generation or anything, but what do you mean when you say I'm wasting my potential? So he's intrigued Tokoyami just a little bit, seeing what he has to say. It's great that you're putting an effort to cover your weak points, like short distance combat, but you shouldn't neglect improving on your strong points either. And they landed on top of the tower. Oh, this is really cool. He's giving him advice while giving him a bird's eye view of the city that they are protecting. Oh, that's cool. I like the imagery here. You're capable of moving much more freely. Look, take it from a fellow bird. Oh, this is an epic shot. If you've got wings, you should stretch them out and fly. There's no need for you to be confined to the ground. I like the panel shots here. Hawks looks badass, and I love the wisdom that he's giving to Tokoyami, a fellow bird person to another, telling him, sure, you can cover up your weak points, but improve upon your strengths as well. Very good advice by Hawks, and we're getting out of the flashback, going back towards the match. Okay, let's see this new ultimate move, Black Fallen Angel. Hehehe. Black Fallen Angel, and we see Kurohiro going back into the shadows. I like the sound of that. Let's see it. He's moving through the shadows. He's charging at us alone a second time. Now that's unexpected, so Aoyama gets to say something a little bit. I can't believe he's going to try and do the same thing as the first skirmish. It's the opposite of the opposite strategy.
Nani?
What are you trying to say there, Todoroki? What's with your cryptic meanings? It's the opposite of the opposite strategy. So let's see. With all the industrial piping in this arena, it's impossible to ascertain my location. And then we have Toru saying, Tokoyami, are you all right? Yes. Fumikage Tokoyami, I shall bore straight through you. His target is me, his natural enemy. Ooh, and we have a zoomed up shot. I love the massive grin on Kurohiro's face. That's a really dope shot. I bet that's what you're thinking, isn't it, Class A? I've been setting up this mental trap since before the match even began. So he's talking about when he spoke with Tokoyami, when they were trying to outbrood each other. What is he trying to mean right here? I've been setting up this mental trap since before the match even began. Scheming hero, Vanta Black. That's a dope hero name, and Vanta Black is a good choice, honestly, for his character. Because Vanta Black is the darkest black. It's the blackest black. It just absorbs, I think, like, close to 99% of light, and it's just like a dark hole, an empty void. So Vanta Black as his hero name, that's a cool-ass name. But he's grabbing Aoyama's cape. This is my way of doing things. You must re-examine yourself drastically. And Aibara is ashamed. You know, he's doing some trickery, which Aibara is not too fond of. And she's crying, you know, off in the corner somewhere. But now Class A has realized that I guess our hero Vanta Black has been going after Aoyama this entire time. And he is just pulling Aoyama away from the group. Oh my god, and Aoyama is just screaming help. But that's so crazy that it's basically him traveling through the shadows, just pulling Aoyama along for the ride. I've got my speed and this complex, narrow stage. And since the umbilical cord that connects Dark Shadow to Tokoyami gets in the way, it's hard for them to move around. In other words, Class A has no means of catching up to me. So his game plan was to kind of get Tokoyami to think it was going to be one-on-one, but then sneak behind them and then take them out from the shadows one-on-one, which is what he's doing with Aoyama right now. Is that what you were thinking? Dark Shadow, Black Fallen Angel. Okay, so we get to see what this move is. And I can't really tell what he's doing right now. He has the cloak kind of like around him, like a cape, but we see Dark Shadow's claws and arms going off to the sides. He's flying.
This isn't flying, this is falling with style.
So he found a way to fly with Dark Shadow. Dark Shadow is always floating, and it's possible for him to move around while carrying me. Darkness is Dark Shadow's nourishment, so I wrap him in my cape. Okay, so that like blocks out the sun or any signs of light. And by opening his hands, his freedom of mobility increases. Then he just wraps me in his arms. Go for it, Dark Shadow. So he's kind of wrapping him in a hug in a way, and Dark Shadow is flying through the air, carrying him, but also shrouding himself with the cape, so that way he just maintains his strength. It's very awkward, but it works. Like, it's nothing impressive. Like, it's not like this amazing thing, but like, it gets the job done. So now Tokoyami can fly. You shouldn't neglect improving on your strong points either. My thanks, Hawks. And Kurohiro's shocked that he's like, so that's...
Surprise, motherfucker.
Now I can climb even higher. So he swooped in, and since his arms are free, he was able to grab Aoyama away from Kurohiro. I like this Black Fallen Angel. It wasn't what I was expecting, but the fact that he can now fly, it's very ingenuitive is the best word I think I can use to describe it. It's very handy. Looks like Plan A's a failure, and he's seeping back into the black. And then Momo, She's thinking of something. She's got a plan. Aoyama, use your naval buffet. Tokoyami, keep flying around freely. So this is the new plan now to shoot off Aoyama's naval lasers. We just have to change the shapes of the shadows. Dark shadow, cover yourself with my cape. You got it. And he's firing everywhere. It's basically like a laser light show. Strobe lights going everywhere, which would light up the entire arena, thus getting rid of all of the shadows and dark spots that Kurohiro can hide in. That's very smart. The shadows keep moving, and he can't keep up with it at this rate, and he's falling out. Very smart move right there. Good job, Momo. There he is, Agakure. So Momo shouts to Toru, alrighty, I'm gonna capture you. So I'm hoping Toru's gonna use her refracting ability, say cheese, and then blind Kurohiro. Even the most unexpected circumstances are within my expectations. There's the confidence from Momo. I like to see her using the old noggin, the old noodle. And then we see Kurohiro getting ready to block. And Aizawa still has not changed the expression on his face. All right. There's a mushroom growing from Momo's nose. This is Mushroom Girl. Kinoko, I think her name is, right? I think it's Kinoko. Mushroom Girl. She just did something, and now we see a mushroom growing on Momo's nose. Spores are in the air somewhere. Do not breathe them in, Momo. This reminds me of The Last of Us. Don't tell me she's gonna turn into a clicker. I do not want Momo to turn into a clicker. Oh, she would lose all her looks. And Kurohiro sees this, as I thought. If everything starts lighting up, that means Kurohiro failed. Foo. And here she comes. Here comes Mushroom Girl. Kendo is still one step ahead. Plan B. It's time for Plan B. Okay, Mushroom Girl is making a move. Our Toad within My Hero Academia from Mario, basically. Or like Parasite, where she's using her powers. It reminds me of Pokemon, like Stun Spore, Poison Powder. But this quirk of Mushroom, she must secrete some type of spore-like substance where if people breathe them in, they can grow mushrooms on them. I am really excited and curious to see the description of this quirk. But I like this last final panel. She's got a nice little attitude right here. Okay, I'll cover you in mushrooms. Shroom! I like her look. We haven't really gotten to see her eyes. They're usually covered by her bangs. But they have like an X through them. They're like sparkling. It's kind of like the cross knit on like a button or something like that. So that's cool. She's got a little bit personality. So Plan B is now in motion. And we get to see what Mushroom Girl can do. The Mushroom Girl, end of chapter 199. Okay, so that is the ending of the chapter. Let me just double check, make sure. Yup, that is the final page. So it seems like this rivalry being brought up between Momo and Kendo is going to come down to who can lead their team to victory. I did not think it was going to be like Tokoyami and Kurohiro, kind of like a one-on-one match, even though we still didn't even get that. For Momo and Kendo's rivalry, the way that they will be able to one-up each other would basically be to foil each other's plan. It's to plan around the plan and make that plan to think of another plan that that person might be planning, so have a backup plan to foil that plan, and just in case they foil that plan, you have a plan in the sideline.
Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
There's plans on plans on plans right now that are going to be very tactical and very strategic, I think, between Kendo and Momo. So I am curious to see the battle, the brain power battle that we are about to get. But I think overall this was a good chapter and not a great hype chapter. I think I might have hyped it up just a little bit more in my head, but I like the stuff that we had with Hawks and Tokoyami. I like getting to see his new ultimate move of Black Fallen Angel. Even though I was expecting something different, the end result is still cool. He can fly, he just looks a little ridiculous while doing that. But now we get to see Mushroom Girl in action. Toru and Aoyama hopefully will play a role in some way or another. And where's the manga dude? I want to see what the manga dude, how OP he is, or if he's just going to make exclamation points on his face and be like shocked and just like do that the whole time. And then when something puzzling happens, a question mark appears. But yeah, guys, that is my live reaction to chapter 199. But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on this latest chapter. What were your positives? What were your negatives? What was your favorite part of this chapter? And what are you guys looking forward to and hoping that we get with chapter 200? We are hitting the 200 chapter mark next week, and I'm very curious to see what Horikoshi is going to deliver upon us with the 200th chapter. But that's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 200 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra.